On to power news now. Eskom launched the 15th annual African Utility Week earlier today. It boasts a world-class conference combined with the largest showcase of technology, machinery and solutions for the power and water sector in Africa. Michelle Craig is at the event and she joins us live now. Michelle, there's a lot of negative sentiment regarding Eskom at this stage. What real solutions can we look forward to?
Absolutely, Dudu. And just to remind our viewers, actually talking about that negative sentiment, load shedding has now been implemented from 4 o'clock, and that stage 2 load shedding set to last up until 10 o'clock this evening. But all things energy here at the CTICC today for the first day of African Utility Week. I'm telling you, it's the place to be for possible solutions, not only in South Africa, but indeed on the continent. This is where the deals are being made. This is where new technology is being showcased. And joining me now is Khulu, spokesperson for our very own power utility, Eskom. Khulu, this is where Eskom is going to be looking for possible solutions to our energy crisis over the next few days of this conference.
Indeed, this is an opportunity for us to also meet with the partners that we have going to develop relationships with, and also some of the existing partnerships that we have with some of our partners here, but also some of the new technologies that are coming online that some of the new people, some of the partners are developing, and this is where deals are made, and this is where friendships are also strengthened. Because remember, we as Eskom are part of the Southern African Power Pool. Many of our partners within that Southern African Power Pool are here, and this is where we continue to forge some of the relationships that we have.
Now, Khulu, we actually had a guest on eNCA earlier today talking about some new technology regarding transformers and possibly extending the life of transformers. Is this conference really about opening up the purse strings, sending people from Eskom who can make those decisions, those key decisions?
100%. From our side as a company, we have sent all the decision makers, all our CEO, acting CEOs here, our group executive for transmission and for generation and distribution, all of them are here. Our group executive who is responsible for renewable energy is also here. So if there are new innovations in relation to any of the sectors that I've just mentioned now, those divisional executives are here so that they can make decisions right on the spot as to what we need to do as a company. Because from our side, we want to improve how we do business, and we also want to acquire some of the new innovations that are currently available. So this is the place to be.
One of the people that we also interviewed earlier called the South African energy market, and indeed energy markets on the continent, called it conservative, that perhaps it takes a certain length of time for new technologies to be adopted. Is that true, would you say?
Well, sometimes, yes, it does take a bit of time, because obviously with new technology, you need to almost convince the market that your product is the one that is going to solve the problems that have been identified. And sometimes companies obviously want to give it a bit of time before they can spend a lot of money on it. Because remember, as a company, ourselves at Eskom, we are governed by the Public Finance Management Act. We cannot just spend money just because we have it, and we don't have it in the first place. But any cent that we have or that we are going to spend, it has to be accounted for, and therefore we can't just spend money just because someone has some kind of a device that he thinks that can work. It has to be proven from this show, and once we are convinced, then we put it to a test in some of our power stations, and when we are convinced that it's working to the design that we have been promised it can do, then we can spend money on it.
Khulu, just taking a quick walk around the floor here at the CTICC, there's an incredible array of new developments in the energy sector. Can we expect a report back from Eskom at the end of this conference on perhaps what we've earmarked as attractive options for our energy challenges in South Africa?
Yes, we as a company, obviously, we are not working as an island. We are working with some of our partners here, and I'm sure at the end of this conference, our CEO and his executive team will have feedback not only to the public, but also to the government, because remember, government is a shareholder on behalf of the public. So to say as to what are some of the things that we have seen and some of the things that we think we should adopt so that we can improve our performance. So I'm sure there will be something that he'll report back on. done in the next few days.
So we're going to hold you to that, yeah? So, Khulu, I want to just talk to you a little bit about renewable energy. That certainly does seem to be the buzzword at this conference. Wind power, solar energy, water power. How are we doing on that front?
From our side, as a company, we are currently having a power station here in the Western Cape, which is called Sere. It's a wind farm which is producing 100 megawatts into the power system as we speak now. We also are going to spend time in terms of developing a solar power station, which will be based in the Northern Cape. And also we have about 1,500 megawatts, as our CEO had said in the main auditorium. Basically, we are buying about 1,500 megawatts from independent power producers. Many of them are in the solar and the wind generation. And as part of the plan going forward, the Department of Energy has made an announcement recently that there's a plan to bring on board about an additional 4,000 megawatts from independent power producers. From our side as a country, we are doing everything possible to diversify our energy sources, and I'm sure in the next few years we will have a diversification from coal into renewable energy and other modes of energy sources like nuclear and others.
Eskom Spokesperson Khulu Phasiwe, thank you for your time this afternoon. We have been told in the past, in the last few weeks in fact, that we still face another 2 years of load shedding in our futures. Who knows, by the end of this conference that might just change, it might just be shortened, fingers crossed.
And that's the hope. Thank you so much, Michelle Craig, with the latest on African Utility Week. That conference, of course, kicking off earlier today.